coasting down the stretch. What was the key for you guys to just put the game on ice and get out of here with a win 2-1 in the series?
I mean, it's the playoffs, you know. Trash talks happen. That's a part of the game. But I think we stayed focused, you know, kept our head. Team chemistry, you know, we talk to each other, stay calm, execute, you know, down the stretch, and that's what we did. That was the game.
Dennis, I know you like a physical battle.
Yes.
Phoenix is bringing it. How does that play into the style that you guys want to play?
I love it, man. I played with CP in OKC, who was better in the bubble, so I kind of love that, you know, to get into it. Referees not always, you know, letting it go, but I love it. It's a part of the game, and it's a little chippiness, you know, still fair. I mean, that last play wasn't fair, but he got thrown out, so they took care of it. But end of the day, I love to compete.
What did you think about the second half and really into the second quarter, too, the defense you guys played, and then ultimately once LeBron and AD put the foot on the pedal and you guys got that run?
I mean, that was getting defensive stops, you know. After we got the rebound, we ran everybody down the floor. LeBron James in the third quarter like a beast, going to the rim, putting pressure on them. AD did AD things, so it's start to click, you know, and we just got to keep, you know, getting better every day. Keep working on some things. You know, you're going to watch film tomorrow where we can improve and then keep going.
Dennis, final thing for you. First time in 8 years there's been a playoff game in this building for the Lakers. What was that like feeding off the crowd tonight?
That was the main thing. I mean, after 8 years, you know, to feel that feel again in the playoffs, to have that feel again for the fans, I think that means a lot to us, and I think that's what we've shown tonight.
Appreciate it, Dennis.
All right, thanks.
Lakers trio, we mentioned Dennis Schroder and what he did in game number 2 when the Lakers got their first win of the series, going off for 24. He had 14 in that second quarter when the Lakers were kind of floundering offensively. Guys, he backs it up again this evening. 2 huge buckets down the stretch to kind of keep that cushion for the Lakers. Hello again, alongside James Worthy and Robert Ory. I'm Chris McGee. This is the Jack of the Box halftime report. Let's get you out to Staples Center for the first half highlights. Lakers hosting the Suns in the first playoff game at Staples in 8 years. First quarter, Anthony Davis misses the 3, but he's going to charge towards the rim. He's going to get the rebound. Dre Drum keeps it alive. Keeps it alive. And then AD with sticking it, making his presence known. Kyle Kuzma with the lob here. Big game.
Yeah, well-executed play. Kuz going baseline. Defense came. Nice roll by AD. And then Booker getting busy with a nice lefty off the glass.
And then, Rob, now it's LeBron to Drummond.
Yeah, a little combination, a little high active screen to the free throw, Drummond with the roll and the dunk.
Chris Paul, crossover mid-range. Suns answer right back. It's 33-33. Big game. Look at that block by AD. He does land on his foot awkwardly.
Actually extended that knee.
Yeah, never gave up on the play. Glad to see him come back from that little nugget. And then great defense, Gator.
He has to play the first half right there, Rob.
Yeah, KCP with a lot of activity, getting up in Devin Booker, causing a turnover for a self-made fast break.
Yeah, and there's AD kind of limping in. Ugly second quarter. Both teams offensively. The Lakers win it 16-12, just 28 total points. Lakers will take it, though, 43-40 into halftime. Both teams shooting just 39%. AD with 12, Devin Booker. Got some halftime stats, 43-40. Both teams shooting poorly. Suns 37%, Lakers 40%. Lakers just 3 for 16 from 3. Suns just 4 for 13. Points in the paint, 26-16. But the big one, the 11 turnovers, big game, wants to clean that up. AD, 10 of his 12 coming in the first quarter, big game.
Yeah, I mean, he really started the game with a lot of energy. I always talk about setting the tone. He did a good job getting into the paint, a better job rolling to the bucket and getting those internal passes for those high percentage dunk shots.
He had 3 dunks, 1 layup in that half, and that's what you want to see, a big man feast in the paint.
All right, Dre Drummond, Lakers are holding Phoenix 37% shooting. It's a defensive struggle with the Lakers up by 3. Jack in the Box halftime report returns after. After a lackluster opening game in the series, AD came to life in game 2. 34-10 for the Brow, and Dennis Schroder scored 24. That earned him a chauffeured ride to the locker room. It's the Lakers and Suns. Game 3 tips off at 7 o'clock here on Spectrum Sportsnet. The Lakers have won their last 6 playoff series when tied 1-1, dating back to 2009. Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Chris McGee, James Worthy, Robert Ory, Allie, Brez, Trudell, the whole team assembled and ready for game number 3. You like game 3s, don't you, Rob?
Oh, I love games.
I know you do. All right, it's been a long wait, Laker fans, but tonight the Lake Show are going to give you something you have not seen in 8 years. A home playoff game at Staples Center. April 28th, 2013 was the last time that happened, and it's been way too long.
It's been that long?
Yes.
Wow.
Good to be back. We've seen fans around the league back in arenas. MSG, guys, was electric for that Knicks comeback win a night ago against the Atlanta Hawks, and it just feels right. Big game.
Yeah, and it's good to see, some normalcy coming back into people's lives. People need sports. That getting that energy out, that cheering, that screaming, that hollering, it's extremely therapeutic for sports fans. They get to come and they get to vent that pressure that they've had from work all week or whatever. So yes, it was good to see, good to hear. I can't wait till Staples get back to full capacity, but even on the visitors' side, it was just nice to hear.
Sports is like no other thing. It can bring enemies together. It can bring people together who don't think they will ever come together. Think about how many times you've high-fived someone at a sporting event. You had no clue who it was. I know you can't high-five now and things of that nature, but it's incredible how much joy a sports franchise that's winning a game can bring to not just the arena, but the city in itself. It just makes the city feel alive. And to finally have a playoff game back in Staples Center, oh, man, I'm excited.
Think about it, Rob. 2013, right? That's the first year of our network. I mean, last year they win a championship, and the fans, frankly, in L.A. get robbed of seeing that. No parade. I mean, there's some sadness that comes with that because we're reminded of what this country and this world was going through. But, Rob, I mean, some of your greatest moments have been at Staples Center. For Big Game James, they were the Forum. And tonight, the Laker fans get to see it.
Oh, yeah. The thing about this is when you're a Laker player and you put this uniform, you want this moment. And this moment is getting into the playoffs and having the opportunity to bring another championship to the Los Angeles Lakers. You want to say, hey, I walked in Staples Center. I walked in the Forum. I walked in whatever arena the Lakers are playing in, and I helped this franchise get a championship. And that's what you want. You want that love as a player. You want to play in front of those fans.
James, whenever we show those old highlights of the Showtime team at the Forum, the first thing that comes to my mind is that crowd. I mean, they were just right on top of you guys. They're all standing. How different was it in the playoffs?
It was like Big Shot Rob's Big Shot against Sacramento. It was like that every playoff game. It was, the Forum was the first architect